So this is an interview on how you use or plan to use your categories. That's Howie Perks. Howie Perks wins my Best Broadcast Message Crafting Award. And I should interview you on that for sure. Because what are your plans for categories? Just go over again what you were just telling me about how you would do that.
Yeah, Julie, my plans for categories is to go through my Skype list. Right now I have a Skype contact list of a little over 1,700, utilizing XGuy to pull from groups and stuff and Facebook contacts and whatnot. But my whole goal is to go through each person on my Skype list and see what business that they have and categorize them to the business so that I know that when I send them a message, that I'm sending them a message that is about what they're doing. Obviously people care about things in their life and what's going on with them. So if I can send them a message about their business and seeing how I can help them with what they're currently doing, I believe that's just a really good way to build a connection with the contacts on my Skype list, further than what I have right now.
So it would be you're sending relevant messages, targeted messages.
Absolutely. So obviously I go through and I find people that are in Monavie, and that way I have a category of, say I have like 30, 40 contacts that are working their Monavie business. Once in a while I'll send out a broadcast message to them about asking them how's Monavie going. I do a lot of internet marketing. I'm pretty good at SEO, and obviously I'm getting better by the day as well. So I might be able to help them in that aspect of maybe doing some article or video marketing that can help them be more successful in Monavie. And then from that point, obviously I'm building trust with them because I'm helping them and not really trying to sell them anything, because you see that too much nowadays anywhere you go, on Skype, on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever, people are spamming you left and right.
I'm going to make some categories in mine so we can sort of see. So the first one would be like names of businesses. So you'll have a bunch of different businesses. You'll have different categories or lists, I guess, for different businesses like Monavie or whatever it is, Talk Fusion, or what are some of the other ones that you have?
Monavie, Talk Fusion, a lot of people that are part of World Ventures. I have a way to, it's also a way to connect with my team more on Skype as well. There's tons of companies. I actually haven't gone through my list. Like I said, I was just doing it right now and going forward, because it's a lot of contacts to sort through. And it's kind of what I've been doing with Facebook as well, is going through my contacts and seeing what company they're with, and then you can put them in lists on that as well. So it works in both forums.
Would you use a strategy? They start with business names, and then from there would you move them into other categories, what I would call permission categories? You have permission to send them helpful information to help them market their business, like video marketing, or what was some of the other ideas you had? Would you create new lists?
Just basically thinking about what kind of value can I add to them. And I know myself, I do a lot of article and video marketing. I've been studying it for the past year, and I'm pretty good at it. And I know there's a lot of marketers out there that are maybe just beginning on the internet. Internet can be very confusing. So if I can connect with my Skype contacts, and I know which company they're in, and instead of doing one by one copy and paste, which is what people do now anyway, to try to connect further with people if they have a lot of connections, which I believe nowadays with social media, people are connected with people and they never ever start a conversation with them. So that's the power of XGuy, is putting them in groups. Let's just say again, Talk Fusion. I put maybe 30 people in Talk Fusion, and I can say, hey, how's Talk Fusion going for you? I can help you, with your internet marketing capacities with that if that's what you're interested in. And then like you were asking, you can put that into a group of once you open up that conversation, get to know that person. If they're interested in possibly getting a message now and again about something that can help them in their business, and then if not, I personally don't do that, but I think that's something good that you can do, which obviously I think you do, Julie, because obviously it was your idea. I just like opening up that conversation and then kind of making notes on where that conversation went, and then now I can go ahead and contact that person again, and basically I know what they're looking for.
So how would you do that follow-up? Where would you put those notes? Would you move them into a list?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Or a category.
You can create another list saying, my Monavie contacts, and then create another list of Monavie contact, or they're looking for article marketing. Monavie contact interested in video marketing.
Okay.
Now it's even that more targeted. You're knowing exactly what they're looking for. Maybe what your main conversation was when you first talked, finding out what their why is going on with them right now in their business.
So it would be like the category name would be like business name, contact, article, or video tips.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. And then you can also, too, it's a good way to connect them with other people that you know through your contacts that maybe offer some other things. Through one of my X-Guy broadcasts that I just did, the one that you got just saying, hey, haven't been around for a while, just reconnecting here on Skype. A girl, she went to my blog after that conversation and came back to me and said, hey, I can redo your header for free. That would have never happened if I hadn't opened up a conversation with her, and now I know she does that, and if she does a good job for me, I could, obviously help other people in my categories, my Monavie category, saying, hey, if you have a blog, I know somebody that will help do your header for free.
So that would be what I call for me that would be a resource list. So
yes, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe blog graphics or web design.
Yeah. So maybe a lot of my Skype contacts are network marketers, but there's also a lot of other people that have other businesses, and that's what you'll find out in the conversation as well through a good Skype X-Guy message, what business they're working on, and most people network marketing have another business as well, so they you can categorize it as what kind of skill that they have that you can potentially maybe bring them more clients to their main business.
That's called
networking. It's all about value. It's all about value-based marketing.
Right. And the old offline original word for the word networking is connecting people.
Right.
Right. That's valuable. I mean, when you blog about, video about, etc., Facebook, Twitter, tweet about, whatever, and Skype about other people that have something valuable to offer, then you become a valuable resource yourself by referring people to other valuable resources and people.
Yeah. Absolutely, it's people helping people, and once you learn how to get that right, it's incredible the relationships. The only reason we're talking on the phone, Julie, is because of a tool like X-Guy when used properly.
Right.
Obviously, it opens up a conversation to somebody who you would have been just another person sitting on my Skype that I never talked to because I don't have the time in the day to sit around and copy and paste messages of hi, how are you, let's connect. Too much time to sit down and do that unless you're outsourcing that kind of thing, and then it becomes really impersonable. So.
Right, and that's why I think it's so amazing what the potential is for a tool like X-Guy, because basically what you're saying is you can reach out and remind people that you exist and that you're thinking of them, and that gets them aware of you and you aware of them, and then eventually over time you have some quality connecting that happens, and you find out more about each other. You find out what people have to offer and what their needs are.
Absolutely, and it's also doing it when utilizing a tool like this, doing it in the right way. Obviously, not spamming people with some sort of message about your business or whatever. It's you got to really think about what you're going to be sending out. But it's also, I think it's something that I heard you say before in a video, is just making sure you allow yourself enough time that when you're going to connect on this type of level using a tool like X-Guy, that you give yourself time to respond to the message that you send out. Because if you're sending out these messages and you're going to get a ton of responses back, and if you're not responding, a mute point sending the first message if you're not going to build that relationship even further.
I might as well just show the message that you sent out from you to me. Hey Julie, which you used the first name tag, so it went out to a whole bunch of people using their first name. Hey Julie, just stopping in to say hi. I have been out of the loop on Skype lately, working on some things. Hope all is well. And so you actually, after you sent that broadcast today, you're probably still responding to people, right?
Yes, I'm still getting. Obviously, some people don't have their Skype on all the time. So when I woke up this morning, after because I'm a night owl, and I did that late last night.
Yeah,
I was
2:42
like, oh,
a.m.
I haven't used XGuy in a while. Let me go ahead and use it. I woke up this morning with over 100 messages, and the broadcast went out to a lot more people than that. And I'm still getting messages as people jump on Skype, and most people are writing back, hey, thanks for connecting. Have a great Memorial Day weekend, that kind of thing. And some
Right.
people are asking what I'm up to.
Right.
So it's opening up connections. I just had a really long conversation with this gentleman up in L.A. who's in the insurance business, and he's also he works in the network marketing business as well. And we just had a long conversation, and I would have never connected with him had I not sent out that message.
Right.
And now this is somebody potentially maybe we can help each other in some aspect going forward.
Right. So, but basically what we're saying is, take the time to build a relationship, to actually communicate with people after you send a broadcast, and you can get a whole lot of mileage out of it, just a simple message like this, what I like to call a normal Skype message, as opposed to sending out just an ad, which will probably get ignored or blocked.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially since a tool like XGuy, obviously, when it first comes out, a lot of marketers don't know how to use it properly, and then it starts kind of rubbing people the wrong way because a lot of people use it the wrong way. So if you send a message that's kind of where it looks like that it's those types of message, people will end up just blocking you or removing you from their Skype list.
Right. And
with
worse,
that, so
reporting you and getting
Yeah.
Skype canceled.
yeah, and that's no good.
Yeah, I'm hoping people really use this tool to reach out and communicate. So basically, to get back to categories, the way you're going to use categories is to add value and to send relevant messages and ask people if they want some of the things that you can offer about what you're learning, the value of marketing, whatever it is you have to market, using the things you're learning, which in your case is article marketing and video. Right?
Yep. So the first thing I'll do is categorize them for their business that they're in, and then maybe a business outside of network marketing, and then just see with what I have, how can I add value to them? How can I help them? Further along whatever their business is, and from there that's where I believe the trust. When people know, like, and trust you, that's when they want to do business with you, and that's basically the whole goal with the categories.
And that's also when they're going to pay more attention to your messages because it's based on a conversation you had with them.
Right, exactly. So now they know who you are, and you've added value. Maybe you've like this girl that's good, said she wants to help me with my header.
Right.
Now every time she messages me, I'm like, oh, I know her, and obviously, she's helped me do something with my business, and then we have a working relationship now.
Right. Yep. But how will you use lists as opposed to categories?
Now, to tell you the truth, Julie, so I'm not really sure what the list function does. So do you want to explain that a little bit?
Sure. What you couldn't do with categories, when you do make new contacts, new friends, you send a friend request because you've done a search or you've done maybe a group chat extraction to add new friends. If they haven't added you back yet, you cannot move them into categories. But with lists, you can.
Oh, okay, that's powerful then. Because that was one thing that I was trying to do earlier with XGuy, was send out the message to be able to add somebody, but then if you're doing that in a bigger scale, it was hard to categorize them and know who they were or where they came from, because you couldn't put them in a certain category. So I love the fact that they added that, because I think that's going to be a tremendous value in order to help you understand where that connection came from.
Like I just brought up the group extraction. If I were going to extract these 6 people from testing SkyGuard, for example, sent them a friend request, how am I going to know what that was about if they don't respond when I'm around? Or so in the chat history, to both of us, really, how I found them and why I'm connecting with them. So having that in the chat history helps. Before, you couldn't put the new contacts, do not include existing contacts. That's what you would check to make new friends from group extraction. Once you send that friend request, you might want to put them in a list of people that you just connected with over article marketing or whatever it is. such and such business, I'm Mona V. So you can
Right.
actually create a list of the people that are pending friends. So anyway, thanks, Howie. I appreciate you taking the time to share your wisdom. I really like where you're going and your philosophy and attitude.
Well, I appreciate you having this interview with me, and I appreciate what you're doing with teaching people how to use XSky properly. Obviously, without the videos that you do and interviews that you do, a lot of people would be lost. So, thank you.